Hey, welcome to the wood shop. Last week we did a review of the Veto Pro Pack OTMC. This is my general purpose bag. Like I was talking about earlier, I got a plumbing box I use and a finished carpentry bag. So today we're going to be talking about this bag, the Toughbuilt 2-Tote M, which is the medium. It's a little bit wider. It's probably 1.5 inches wider than the Veto. Maybe 1.5 inches taller. It seems to be a little bit lighter though, because the Veto is so well built. But we're going to do a loadout on this, and then I'll show you the insides and maybe some differences in the Veto and the Toughbuilt. I do like this bag, so hold on. Okay. Let's start out on the front side here. On the front side of the Toughbuilt, you've got this metal rail that goes across. Now, it was made to put these clip tech pouches on, or clip tech on here. You could clip pouches directly on this. But I find that if you clip pouches on here, it leaves these pockets unusable. So I tend to do it a different way. I put them on the side. And I just put my squares in here, that way I can use this. So let's start out with this. This is going to be my square. Now this square, I bought it, I don't know, probably 1990. This thing's well over 30 years old. And it was in my pocket or in my tool pouch every day when I was a carpenter in St. Louis. And as you can see, I mean, I beat it up, banged it around this thing, no telling. I wish I had a nickel for every 2x4 I cut it with this, or 2x6. But as you can see, using the woodpecker square, it's still perfectly square. So, I don't know the maker of this. I wish I did. I'd buy another one. This thing is awesome. So, that's the wood square. Also have a little small triangle square here, sliding square. In the pocket here, I've got the Purdy. Use this thing for everything. This is a great tool to have. It's foldable. Here I've just got some extra batteries for the lights you're getting ready to see, and some extra blades from my Milwaukee fastback in here. Or I'm sorry, I've got my other knife in here. I'll show you a little bit. Got the Craftsman 16 foot. I find that that's all I need. Over here on this side of the rail, I've got some just electrical tape with this. Over here, I've got the Braun pen light. Uses a AAA battery. I'm sorry, AAA battery. And I tell you, I like these Braun lights. I get them from Harbor Freight. They're fairly inexpensive, but they really do work great. And over here, I just put some magnets on here where I could just put some spare bits. We keep going around to this side. This is my Clip Tech pouch. You can see it just. This is what clips on. I got this, there's a little loop here that I use to put the Clip Tech on, and put this pouch in there. It's got the Pica pencil. I put some more magnets on this front little metal part here to hold some bits. I've got the Fisker's knife in here, and I got a Harbor Freight nail punch. So that just clicks on like this. Here I've got another Braun light. I tell you, I like these Braun lights. They're all metal. They really work well. And this one just got a couple of AA's in it. I think it's 2 AA's. And over here on this side, I got a ink Zal and some pencils. Now we go to the back side. First thing, on this rail here, you can see here, I got this small square. I like it because it's got a level in it, in case I need a smaller level. And then this just slips in. This is a Cobalt. I had one for, I don't know, 20 years. I still have. I bought this one because it's flat and it fits perfect in this, where it doesn't hang up on anything. Here I've got the old Faithful. This is the Sears Craftsman. This is made in the USA and by Western Forge, as you can tell. This is the 3/4 inch, and use it all the time. Also, I've got just a cheaper 3/4 inch. This is kind of my beater. I'll keep this one sharp. And on this side, I got a true beater. I use this for, you can see it's just nicked up, beat up, and I just keep it dull. Here I've got more of the vice grips. Got a magnet, Harbor Freight. And then I got a couple of sets of the metric and SAE Allen wrenches. We go to this side. I usually use all Clip Tech. I just wanted to try out this. This is a Melo Tough I got from Amazon. So over here, this is a clip that I use. The shoulder strap usually goes on. I don't use the shoulder strap. I just have these that you push this up, and these bits fit in here. So I got multiple bits in here. This Melo Tough is kind of cool because you just lift up on this handle while you pull up on this, and this just pops out. And just to put it back in, you just snap it in. So on here I've got the, again, this is a scratch-all by Craftsman, and it's Western Forge, made in the USA. I've got the 8-in-1 stubby, it's adjustable. Got the Milwaukee ink saw. Actually, I want to talk about this a little bit. I bought this, it's supposed to be adjustable. It will not move. So I need to do something with it. I need to send it back. I mean, I like it, but I have to leave it in this position. So I'm probably going to end up having to send it back. Here I've got the 5/16. This is from Klein tools. It's a 5/16 that I could put it in an impact, and it also holds the bits, multiple two-sided bits. There's a Robertson and the Phillips. And then I've got just another nail punch, actually 2 nail punches. Over here I've got a pencil, and over here I've got that. I like these Milwaukee lights because they're not rechargeable. The batteries just stay in here, and I use these extra batteries for it. So really like this light. I'll tell you another thing I like about it. I hate the lights where you turn them on and you press the second time, you turn it on, you press the second time, and it flashes red, and then you press it again, and it's a blue light or a green light. I just want a light. I don't want to go through, I don't have to press it. So this one, you press it 1, it's on high, press it 2. Second time, it's on low or medium, and then it's off. So you just press it 2 times. That's why I like these Milwaukee lights. Okay, let's get into the inside of the bag here. I'm going to start here on this end. I've got the Hultafors folding. I tell you, I really like this, and the reason I like this is it's so much more accurate as far as you don't have that little bit. If you're finished carpenter, you don't have that little bit of movement on the tip. I just trust this more. And the reason I got the Hultafors over anything else, it's thin. Fits in there really nice. Next thing is my angle finder. I like this because you could put it here, and you can see here it says miter cut. Whatever that arrow points to is exactly what you need to set your miter saw to, no guessing. So if it's here, it's 38 degrees. So that's the reason I use this. This same side of the pouch, I've just got some DeWalt nut drivers, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna go through the outside pockets first. I've got a Cobalt shears. I've got a small Japanese pull saw. Looks like Rui tool. You know how those Amazon Japanese country, you can't pronounce it, but they operate great. And this thing was cheap, $7, $8. Keep going around the side. I got the 180 pliers wrench. I got an angle finder here. Had this thing for well over 30 years. Over here on this end, I just got some little screws. Here I've got the DeWalt bit set. It's also got some pilot holes and some drills here. And I also put in a 1/4 inch that I can attach sockets, 1/4 inch sockets to. Over here, this is basically what I use for prying off. Most of the time it's baseboard, shoe mold, things like that. It's from Warner, and this is one of my favorite tools to use for that. In the middle here, I've got the Milwaukee 12-ounce hammer. I tell you, I like this hammer. It's nice and flat. You can get into some tight spaces. It's either this or what I used to use, and I still use it sometimes, is the old S-Wing. This is a 16-ounce curve claw, and I bought this one in the mid-'80s when I moved to St. Louis, become a union carpenter. Before I moved there, little did I know, we didn't have nail guns at the time. We would be nailing, I mean pounding nails for 7-8 hours a day, upside down, and I would have to hit that thing with this one 5 or 6 times until I went out and bought the 20-ounce. This is the FS20, 20-ounce curved claw, fiberglass handle, so it saved my elbow from that other one. Same kind of grip. I tell you, I got so good with this thing. 3 licks. 16 penny nail, I'd hit it with 3 licks and it was in. And I mean, when you're nailing 8 hours a day, sometimes 5 or 6 days a week, you get very good at it. I used to holler at the apprentices when they come over, just because it's called a 16 penny nails don't mean you have to hit it 16 times. And I'd lean down and bam, 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 knock it in. And those were the days when you could give the young boys hell. Can't do that anymore. All right, so keep moving forward. We'll go around. Over here is the Knipex twin grips. You can see this front here. If you have a screw or a large headed like a headed nail, you can grab it here and pull it out. I like these twin grips. Here I've got the Milwaukee 6-inch level billet aluminum. I love this type of level. Then I got the Milwaukee water pump pliers here, 6-7 inch I think. We going down to this side. I've got the 11-in-1 impact, and got this rail on here with the pass-through sockets from 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Of course, the end of the rail has got a magnet. We can put that on. Pull this out. On the back end, you've got a 3/8 inch with 2 different types of Phillips and a flathead. So, like that tool. Then, my main screwdriver here is the ratcheting Vera 825. Got bits here, and this thing just goes back and forth. You set it in the middle and it locks in. Here's more water pump pliers. This is the Cobra pliers, 180 from Knipex. Got a rasp here in case I need to shave down some wood. I mean, it's a rough rasp, but you're not going to do any finish work with it. And then I come to my favorite stud finder of all time, the Franklin sensors. I mean, I have used, must be 9 or 10 different types of stud sensors. None of them work. This one works almost every time. I haven't had any problems with it. It'll show up 3 dots where the stud, when you move it, the 3 dots move, so you know that's where the stud is. Very, very fine stud sensor from Franklin Sensors. Okay, let's look at some of the differences between the Veto Pro Pack and the Toughbuilt. This Veto Pro Pack, as you can see, got these pouches are very well structured. I mean, they're heavy duty. It goes down, and this is some heavy duty nylon behind there. You probably got this much of this rim showing, and they're tight together. So you'll see you have one here, and the space in between, this space you can fit whatever you want to fit in there also. So excellent design on this. This of course is all leather. It's going to wear like iron. In the middle, you've got this middle very hard plastic compartment, and they give you a little bin that comes with it. It does have a top. I took the top off. But on the side you got some, you know, some small nail sets, pencils and things like that. But this OTMC, this is a perfect bag for me. Love it. Now, if you go over here to the Toughbuilt, I mean, it's a great bag also. You've got, problem is, the only problem I have is these are very loose. It's not near as rigid. And they're spaced out, and they don't give you a good layout of the little pockets here, because you have 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, where these, you know, are just stacked in. You got like 8 or 9 pockets on this one little side here. You have these nail pullers like stay up. You put them in the Toughbuilt, they just kind of flounder around because I don't have a spare pocket for them. Where here, even though they're not in a pocket, you can see them slipping between those 2 pockets. They stand up perfectly. So that's the main reason I like the Veto, is that the layout and the thought. This heavy duty handle here with this hard rubber mold, very comfortable to carry. You can see here these brackets. Looks like solid stainless. I don't know, some steel though, with the screws in there. Here, I don't mind this handle. This handle's pretty cool. Just plastic and swivels. At least it does swivel out of the way for you. But that's the difference in these. I do like this Toughbuilt, but it just doesn't compare to this. Okay, so that's the loadout on the Toughbuilt 2-Tote M. Like the bag, really like the bag. That's the reason I still have it. Would I rather have the Veto Pro Pack? Of course. This thing is a far superior bag. But this bag is $210 and this bag is $60. That's a difference of $150. That's some serious coin. So yeah, I'd much rather have, I'd like to have 2 of these. One for my finished carpentry, one for my plumbing, and one for the general purpose DIY. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. That's crazy. That would be spending an extra $300 on tool bags versus buying these. So I'm not going to do it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned. I've got some loadouts from KC Tool, which are tools from München, Deutschland. Actually, I don't know if it's from Munich or not. It's like saying München. And I've also got a new tool from Rigid coming out. You'll be able to see that. I'm supposed to get that in the mail today, and I'm going to do a film on both of them. I'm going to do a tool haul on both of those, so stay tuned.